Today we're going to be comparing two models from Joolz, the Day and the Hub. Despite the size difference between them, both of these models are built for daily use, with the Hub being, in many respects, engineering-wise, really a smaller version of the Day, which was Joolz' flagship model, and thus, as happens with a lot of companies, acts as sort of the starting point for the rest of their line. Despite their similarities in engineering, the size difference between these two models, and the corresponding difference in lifestyle that they are built for, does actually matter quite a bit. Not only if you're looking to choose between these two as far as which might suit your life best, but also in terms of how these two match up to competing models in their respective size classes from across the overall market. The Day is a mid-size stroller, aimed at the middle of the stream where the competition is thickest, while the Hub is a lot smaller, aimed at the increasingly popular niche filling the space between travel and full-sized models. Size, and its functional implications, is going to form a core theme of this comparison, and we're going to kick off by talking about folding, folded size, weight, and carrying. These characteristics, folding, size, weight, and carrying, are increasingly important these days, reflecting a general move within the industry towards growing urban markets. If you've been leaning towards the Hub since this video began, then these are the characteristics you're probably thinking about most. Questions like whether or not a stroller will be easy to fold and carry on the go, or whether it'll fold small enough to fit in the trunk of your car. Weight-wise, both of these strollers are a bit on the heavy side with regards to the rest of the market, a result of Joolz' emphasis on durability, which naturally requires heavier materials. And the Hub, in fact, is not even significantly lighter than the Day, weighing in at 11.5 kilos versus the Day's 13.2 kilos. The Hub does fold down a good deal smaller though, at 66 by 53 by 34 centimeters versus the Day's 95 by 58 by 42. In addition to having smaller dimensions overall with regards to the chassis, a big part of this difference in folded size can be attributed to differences in the design of the seat frame. And while both of these models fold with the seat attached, the seat frame on the Hub is collapsible, allowing it to tuck in tighter into the finished fold, while by contrast, the rigid frame on the Day is left exposed, contributing to at least a third of the Day's overall folded size. As far as folding itself is concerned, neither of these models sport a one-hand fold, which in my mind again fits with Joolz' emphasis on longevity, as avoiding the one-hand fold means preserving simpler and sturdier folding mechanisms. And though not exactly complicated to fold, Joolz strollers in general tend towards somewhat less ergonomic mechanisms than a lot of competing brands, in that folding and unfolding just seems to take a few more pounds per square inch on the fingertips. When folded, the Hub has a clear advantage for carrying, not only because it's smaller and lighter, but because it comes with a built-in shoulder strap, one of my all-time favorite accessories for a stroller of its caliber. The seat on the Hub is a bit smaller than it is on the Day, and will in most cases not fit a child comfortably past the ages of 2.5 or so. The Day's seat, by contrast, is of a more standard size, and while it might start to get a bit cramped as you push towards 3.5, most strollers do, it is built to take you through to the end of your stroller use. This is one of those times when it's important to look beyond the weight capacity as provided by manufacturers, as both of these models are reported as having a weight capacity of 20 kilos. The line between travel strollers and small-sized daily strollers is growing increasingly blurred, but if it helps, the Hub is a lot closer to the seat size on a Bugaboo B or a McLaren Techno than to small-sized daily models like the Stroller Beat. In addition to size, the second big difference between the seats of the Day and the Hub is related to how they've been designed mechanically. The Hub has an ergonomic seat, which fits with the way it folds, and is thus more adjustable with a full recline and multiple positions for the footrest, while the Day by contrast sports a bucket seat, facilitating the use of a single frame for both the seat and bassinet, and is not adjustable in the same way, but is a bit more robust in its build. My personal preference is actually for bucket seats on reversible models, since they have fewer small mechanisms that can get fiddly or break, and also because it's best to use a bassinet anyway for the first 6 months until a child is comfortable sitting. But there are a lot of people who would probably disagree. Durability-wise, both of these strollers are pretty strong, as keeping with Joolz' general emphasis on good materials, simple mechanisms, and an urban focus. You know, to keep you away from terrain that would actually put any significant pressure on the strollers themselves. When comparing these strollers to the rest of the market, this durability affects how these models measure up in different ways. The Day is certainly more sturdy than a lot of other models in its class, but since the competition is harder in the mid-size market, this is not really enough to make it stand out in my opinion, as it is also heavier than a lot of its competitors and doesn't really offer any benefits with relation to drivability or ease of use. The Hub, by contrast, is unique in its class, built stronger and with better driving characteristics, namely suspension and wheel size, than most of the competition, in particular if you're looking for a reversible seat. In fact, as far as durability and drivability go, the Hub outperforms a lot of strollers from the next class up as well, a direct result of its being built with the same designs as the Day, such that even though it is a good deal smaller, it has the same suspension as on the Day, and its wheels are nearly the same size as well. It's still, of course, not an off-road stroller, but for light terrain like parks and dirt roads and such, it will definitely roll a lot smoother than other strollers of its size. So which of these would be right for you? Well, the truth is that they're, of course, not exactly comparable. You probably already know whether you're in the market for a mid-size or a small-size stroller, and the difference between these two classes has everything to do with your lifestyle and how you intend to use your stroller. What I would like to say about these two models is this. If you watch this video because you know you want a mid-size stroller and are considering the Day, it's worth shopping around a bit in my opinion, because there are a lot of similarly classed strollers that might offer more in whichever specific areas you're most interested in, be it seat size, off-road capability, ease of fold, and so on. But if you're looking at the Hub because you want something a good deal smaller that is four-wheel, front swivel wheel, and has a reversible seat, at this point, in the current market, it's going to be hard to find a competing model that will give you more bang for your buck. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. Thank you. So we just wanted to fold these down and give you an idea of how small they are, the size difference between them as they're folded down. Both of them are multi-stage processes to fold down. As far as the Hub goes, we have another video that will explain all of the steps a little more clearly, but it's pretty easy. You have, again, that strap. So as I mentioned in the comparison with the seat, you can actually fold it with the seat, but on the Day and as well on the Hub, when you have the bassinet, you of course need to remove that first. This is a older model of Day. It's not that different from the Day 3. It pretty much works in the same way as far as folding is concerned. There you go.